Hi, today is July 2nd, 2019. It is in Tithi Amamsya. That means that the day is ruled by our Pitrus, which are the celestial ancestors, as well as Rahu energy. Today we're going to talk about Vrishchika lagna. Vrishchika lagna means that you have the number 8 in your first house on your birth chart. And you will be having either a 4th pad Vishaka nakshatra, or you will be having an Anuradha nakshatra, or a Jyeshtha nakshatra. So if you have this, then if you have Jyeshtha, without a doubt it means that you are a Scorpio or Vrishchika lagna. Also the same with Anuradha. It covers all 4 pods, so you'll know right away just by that. So today we're going to talk about the bhava effects when you have a Vrishchika lagna. So we are going to be using Sage Parashara's Shastra. He is a Jyotish master and should be revered as such. So we will use his teachings about Vrishchika lagna and the bhava effects. So let's begin by the effect of 8th Lord and 1st bhava. The native will be devoid of physical felicity and will suffer from wounds. He will be hostile to gods and Brahmins. Now, I do want to mention, and I will mention every time we have a disposition that maybe doesn't sound like it's, it's not something to boast about. But I want to let you know that these are ancient shastras and that are going to be used here. So it is a disposition that someone is born with. Now, the entire chart has to be taken in totality. So everything about the timing of your birth has to do with what was going on that day. So all the factors are factored into your very particular birth chart. So let's continue with what Sage Parashara's Shastra says. So the 9th Lord will be sitting in the 2nd bhava. The native will be a scholar, be dear to all, wealthy, sensuous, and endowed with happiness from wife, sons, etc. Moving along, the 10th Lord in the 3rd bhava. The native will enjoy happiness from brothers and servants. Be valorous, virtuous, eloquent, and truthful. And moving for the 11th Lord in the 4th bhava, the native will gain from maternal relatives, will undertake visits to shrines, and will possess happiness of house and lands. And moving with the 12th Lord in the 5th bhava, the native will be bereft of sons and learning. He will spend as well as visit shrines in order to beget a son. And now the 1st Lord is falling in the 6th bhava for our Vrishchika lagna. So if this sixth bhava and first lord is related to a malefic, the native will be devoid of physical happiness and be troubled by enemies if there's no benefic, drishti. Now moving for the second lord in the seventh bhava, the native will be addicted to others' wives, and he will be a doctor. If a malefic is related to this placement in the seventh bhava by yuti with Dan's lord or by drishti, the native's wife will be of questionable character. So I'm going to analyze and dissect this particular statement because I know these words aren't used a lot today. So I will let you know what that means. So basically, the second lord, of course, in the seventh bhava, when it said that if a malefic is related to the said placement, so that means the malefic is related to this house, because we're talking about the seventh house. So if there's a malefic happening to this house by a yuti, so there's some malefic yuti happening to this seventh house, and it has to be done by the ninth lord, because the ninth lord is who's sitting in Dan's house, which is the second house. So look out in the chart if you'd like to analyze, or if you want to use this one. So check out the ninth lord and any malefic yuti happening to that seventh house. Now, and you know, with a yuti, that doesn't mean that will happen in that time. So that ninth lord will be affecting whichever planets are here or whatever you have going on here. If you've got some other things going on there that you need to analyze, that you can definitely use this as a blueprint. But so the ninth lord is going to be affecting that seventh house. Not all the time, or maybe for a long time, maybe for a short time. This yuti, there's no telling how long it will last, but it is something that is either bound to connect with this house some way or another, or it's connected quite often. So you'll have to analyze that in detail and figure that out if you so wish. So continuing on, the third lord will be in the eighth bhava. The Shrishti says the native will be a thief, will derive his livelihood serving others, and will die at the gate of the royal palace. Now, folks, I know that these words are very traditional and it sounds, old-fashioned, but you folks can use your imagination and apply that to today's situation. So we have a royal palace. That can mean so many things today. So, well, not so many things, but it could mean what it means then, it can mean it today. So, I mean, just because the words are different doesn't mean that the teachings are not worth respect. So, we definitely have to respect these and, take from our Shastras and Jyotish masters. So let's continue on with the fourth lord in his ninth bhava. The native will be dear to one and all, be devoted to God, be virtuous, honorable, and endowed with every land of happiness. And moving for the fifth lord in the 10th bhava, this native will enjoy a Raj Yoga and various pleasures and be very famous. If the sixth lord is in the 11th house, which it will be for all Vrishchika ascendants or Scorpio ascendants, the native will enjoy, will gain, I'm so sorry. Did I mention it's the sixth lord in the 11th bhava? The native will gain wealth through his enemies, be virtuous, adventurous, and will be somewhat bereft of progenic happiness. And moving for the 7th lord in 12th bhava. The native will incur penury, be a miser, and his livelihood will be related to clothes. His wife will be spendthrift, so folks, there you have it for our Vrishchika lagnas. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson as much as I enjoyed learning about it and sharing it with you. And have a good day.